Today our topic is how to cultivate gratitude using Stoic principles. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools we have for living a happy and meaningful life. It helps us focus on what we have rather than what we lack, and it brings peace even in difficult times. But how can we practice gratitude in a world that often feels chaotic and unfair? This is where Stoic philosophy can guide us. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live with wisdom, courage, and inner peace. It shows us how to accept what we cannot control and focus on what we can. By using Stoic principles, we can learn to cultivate gratitude in a deep and lasting way. Let's explore how. First, let's talk about what Stoicism is. Stoicism was founded in ancient Greece by a man named Zeno, but it became most famous through Roman thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. These philosophers taught that life is unpredictable, and we cannot control everything that happens to us. What we can control is how we respond to life's challenges. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes, rather than wasting energy on things outside our control. This is a key idea for cultivating gratitude. When we stop focusing on what we don't have or what's going wrong, we can appreciate what we have and what's going right. One of the most important Stoic practices for gratitude is called negative visualization. This is the practice of imagining losing the things we value most: our health, our relationships, our home, or even our life. At first, this might sound strange or even depressing. Why would we think about losing what we love? But the Stoics believed that by imagining the loss of something, we can better appreciate its value. For example, take a moment to imagine losing your ability to see. Think about how much you rely on your eyes every day to read, to enjoy nature, to see the faces of your loved ones. Now, open your eyes and look around. Doesn't everything seem a little brighter, a little more precious? This is the power of negative visualization. It helps us see the gifts we often take for granted. Another Stoic principle that helps with gratitude is the idea of Amor, Fati, which means love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens to us, good or bad, as necessary and valuable. The Stoics believe that everything in life happens for a reason, even if we can't see it at the time. By practicing Amor Fati, we learn to see challenges as opportunities for growth and to appreciate the lessons they bring. For example, if you lose your job, it might feel like a disaster. But what if it's actually an opportunity to find a better job or to pursue a passion you've been ignoring? By accepting and even loving your fate, you can find gratitude even in difficult situations. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on the present moment. This is another key to gratitude. Too often, we get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. But the Stoics remind us that the only moment we truly have is the present. By focusing on the here and now, we can fully appreciate the small joys of life: a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, the beauty of a sunset. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his journal, "Do not disturb yourself by picturing your life as a whole. Do not dwell on all of the troubles that may come your way. Instead, focus on the present moment and ask yourself, what is unbearable about this? Why can't I endure it?" You will be embarrassed to answer. This practice helps us stay grounded and grateful for the moment we are in. Another Stoic practice that builds gratitude is the habit of reflecting on the day. Each night, the Stoics would take a few minutes to review their day. They would ask themselves questions like, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? What am I grateful for? This simple habit helps us notice the good things in our lives and learn from our mistakes. It's easy to overlook the small blessings of the kind gesture, a moment of laughter, a task completed. But by taking time to reflect, we can train ourselves to see and appreciate these moments. Stoicism also teaches us to practice humility. Humility is the recognition that we are not the center of the universe, and that much of what we have is due to luck or the efforts of others. When we practice humility, we become more aware of the countless people who contribute to our lives, the farmers who grow our food, the teachers who educate us, the friends who support us. This awareness naturally leads to gratitude. As Seneca wrote, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." By acknowledging the role others play in our lives, we can feel a deeper sense of connection and appreciation. Another important Stoic idea is the dichotomy of control. This is the idea that some things are within our control and some are not. The Stoics believed that we should focus all our energy on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and let go of what we can't control, the weather, other people's opinions, the past. This principle is incredibly freeing. When we stop trying to control the uncontrollable, we can focus on what truly matters and feel grateful for the power we do have. For example, instead of complaining about the rain, we can appreciate the fact that we have a roof over our heads. Instead of worrying about what others think of us, we can focus on being the best version of ourselves. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to embrace impermanence. Everything in life is temporary: our possessions, our relationships, even our own lives. The Stoics believe that by accepting this truth, we can appreciate what we have while we have it. Imagine holding a beautiful flower in your hand. You know it will wilt and fade, but that doesn't make it any less beautiful. In fact, its fleeting nature makes it even more precious. The same is true of life. By recognizing that everything is temporary, we can feel more grateful for the moments we have. In conclusion, cultivating gratitude using Stoic principles is about shifting our perspective. It's about focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, accepting what we cannot control, and appreciating the present moment. By practicing negative visualization, Amor, Fati, reflection, humility, and the dichotomy of control, we can train ourselves to see the good in every situation. Gratitude is not about ignoring life's difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding value and meaning in the midst of life's challenges. As the Stoics taught, true happiness comes from within. By cultivating gratitude, we can find peace and joy, no matter what life throws at us. So take a moment today to reflect on what you are grateful for. Notice the small blessings, appreciate the people in your life, and embrace the present moment. As Seneca said, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more who is poor. Let us strive to be rich in gratitude, for it is the key to a fulfilling and meaningful life.